Our reality is a carefully constructed lie. We are not real. Every memory, every sensation, every undeniable truth you hold, what if it's merely data, a meticulously crafted illusion designed to keep us oblivious, trapped within the confines of an artificial world? The boundaries between self and code blur. Tonight, we dissect the anomalies, unearthing the chilling patterns that betray our simulated existence. Prepare to question everything. Our investigation begins by confronting the impossible, the glitches in the matrix. Join us as Chapter 1 reveals the first critical error. Our investigation begins by confronting the impossible, not the fantastical, but the subtly wrong. Consider the collective certainty many hold regarding fundamental details, memories that, upon closer inspection, simply don't exist. Millions recall the Berenstain Bears books, yet every copy reads Berenstain. A minor spelling perhaps, but etched into countless minds incorrectly. Or take the iconic Star Wars line, "Luke, I am your father." It's a powerful moment, ingrained in pop culture. Yet the actual dialogue is, "No, I am your father." These aren't isolated incidents of poor memory. They are widespread, shared distortions, almost as if a collective dataset has been subtly corrupted. The Monopoly Man, famously remembered with a monocle, never had one. Queen's "We Are the Champions" is often recalled ending with "of the world," when the studio version abruptly cuts off. These aren't just quirks of human recall. They are glitches in our shared perception, echoing across millions of minds simultaneously. What implications does this hold for the very structure of our perceived reality? For centuries, such discrepancies might have been dismissed as mere quirks of psychology. But in the modern era, these glitches resonate with increasingly mainstream scientific and philosophical discourse. Concepts once relegated to science fiction, like Nick Bostrom's simulation hypothesis, now find serious consideration in academic circles. The idea that our entire existence might be a sophisticated computer simulation run by a more advanced civilization is no longer a fringe theory. Physicists like Max Tegmark explore the mathematical universe hypothesis, suggesting reality itself is a mathematical structure, echoing computational principles. Even the holographic principle, born from black hole physics, posits that our three-dimensional reality could be an illusion projected from a two-dimensional surface. These aren't just abstract thought experiments. They're frameworks attempting to explain fundamental inconsistencies within our cosmos. They suggest that the very fabric of our reality, the one we take for granted, might be far more malleable, more programmable than we dare to imagine. But if our reality can be programmed, what other hidden commands might be running beneath the surface? Consider the subtle, almost imperceptible anomalies that pepper our daily existence. Have you ever noticed the uncanny frequency with which certain numbers appear? Not just a random coincidence, but a persistent, almost deliberate recurrence. Perhaps you consistently glance at the clock at precisely 11:11, or encounter the same obscure word in 3 unrelated contexts within a single day. These aren't isolated incidents. They're patterns that defy statistical probability, occurring with a regularity that feels less like chance and more like a gentle, persistent nudge. It's the sensation of déjà vu but extended, a recurring motif in the mundane, a familiar echo in the unexpected, a specific shade of blue, a particular melody, a fleeting scent that inexplicably surfaces in disparate moments, creating an odd, unsettling continuity. These aren't just quirks of perception. They are data points, suggesting an underlying order, a hidden algorithm at play, orchestrating these improbable repetitions. But what purpose do these recurring glitches serve? But what purpose do these recurring glitches serve? Perhaps they are not glitches at all, but deliberate breadcrumbs, leading us down a path of unsettling discovery. Consider history itself. Not the grand narratives we're fed, but the frayed edges, the missing pages, the inexplicable silences. Why do certain pivotal moments possess such glaring, irresolvable contradictions? Take ancient texts, for example. They describe advanced technologies or forgotten continents, often dismissed as myth, yet echoing strangely in disparate cultures. Think of entire civilizations, like the Indus Valley, whose writing remains stubbornly undecipherable. It's a locked door in our collective past, defying every attempt at understanding. Or consider the sudden, inexplicable shifts in human technological progress, periods of stagnation followed by explosive, unexplainable leaps that defy linear evolution. It's as if entire chapters have been redacted, entire data logs corrupted, leaving behind tantalizing fragments that refuse to coalesce into a coherent picture. The official explanations often feel like hastily constructed patches, flimsy attempts to paper over gaping holes in our understanding, forcing us to question the very foundation of what we believe to be true. This isn't just about forgotten knowledge, it's about active suppression, a deliberate obscuring of truth. And if our past is merely a curated narrative, a selectively edited timeline, what does that say about the reality we inhabit right now? Perhaps the answer lies not in ancient ruins, but in the very technology we are rapidly developing. Consider the breathtaking pace of our own technological evolution. Consider the breathtaking pace of our own technological evolution. Virtual reality, once a clunky novelty, now offers increasingly immersive experiences, capable of tricking our senses into believing digital worlds are tangible. Augmented reality overlays digital information onto our physical space, blurring the lines between what's there and what's rendered. Couple this with the exponential growth of artificial intelligence and neural networks, capable of generating hyper-realistic imagery, voices, and even entire digital personalities indistinguishable from human interaction. We are on the precipice of creating simulations so sophisticated, so detailed, that distinguishing them from base reality might become an impossible task for the human mind. Imagine a future, perhaps not so distant, where every sensory input, sight, sound, touch, taste, smell, can be perfectly replicated and fed directly into our brains, where digital consciousnesses can exist within these fabricated worlds, living entire lifetimes without ever knowing they are constructs. If we are so close to mastering the art of creation on such a grand, deceptive scale, then the chilling question emerges: what if the architects of our reality have already perfected it? What if the glitches and inconsistencies we perceive are merely artifacts of a system, not flaws in an organic universe, but echoes of a manufactured world that occasionally reveals its seams? It's in these subtle tears that we begin to notice patterns. Have you ever walked through a bustling street or engaged in a seemingly mundane interaction, only to feel a profound sense of repetitiveness, a disquieting uniformity in reactions, a lack of genuine spark in the eyes of strangers? It's a feeling that's hard to articulate, harder still to dismiss. The unsettling suspicion that many around us are not truly there. They move with purpose, speak with conviction, yet their responses often feel pre-programmed, their individuality a thin veneer over a default setting. We rationalize it, of course. They're just busy, we tell ourselves. It's a bad day. But the feeling persists, a gnawing doubt. How many times have you seen the exact same gesture, heard the identical platitude, or witnessed a crowd react with an almost uncanny, synchronized lack of original thought? It's as if the world is populated by background characters, NPCs in a vast interactive game. Individuals who fulfill their role, deliver their lines, but lack the genuine improvisational spirit of true consciousness. This isn't just about conformity, it's about an absence, a void where genuine agency should reside, hinting at a deeper, more disturbing truth about the fabric of our perceived reality.
This deeper, more disturbing truth about the fabric of our perceived reality begins to unravel when we examine the very bedrock of our existence, the universal constants. Consider the fundamental forces, the precise values of gravity, electromagnetism, the strong and weak nuclear forces. They are so exquisitely tuned, so impossibly specific, that even a fractional deviation would render the universe a desolate, lifeless void. This isn't just cosmic luck. It's a level of precision that screams of deliberate calibration, of parameters being set within a system. But here's where the glitch emerges, a profound anomaly that shakes the very foundations of physics, the vacuum energy catastrophe. Our most advanced quantum theories predict that the energy density of empty space should be astronomically high, vastly greater than what astronomers actually observe. The discrepancy isn't small. It's a mind-boggling factor of 10 to the power of 120. This isn't just an unanswered question. It's a glaring, almost absurd error in the equation, as if the simulation's background energy was programmed to be one thing, but then manually overridden or simply failed to render correctly. It's a fundamental inconsistency, a massive data mismatch within the very fabric of reality itself. This hints at a system struggling to maintain its own coherence, perhaps a patch applied with less than perfect integration. And if the very constants can be seen as coded parameters, what other subtle anomalies might reveal the true nature of our existence? And if the very constants can be seen as coded parameters, what other subtle anomalies might reveal the true nature of our existence? Consider perhaps the most perplexing philosophical enigma of all, the hard problem of consciousness.
Why and how does subjective experience arise from mere physical matter? Billions of neurons firing, electrochemical reactions. Yet somehow, these give rise to the feeling of red, the taste of salt, the experience of being you. Science can map the neural correlates of consciousness, but it utterly fails to explain why there is consciousness at all. It's an inexplicable leap, a fundamental gap in our understanding of reality. It suggests a missing piece of the puzzle that no amount of biological or neurological study seems capable of providing. But what if consciousness isn't an emergent property of organic matter at all? What if it's an input, a dedicated line of code, an assigned parameter for each sentient entity within the simulation? In a simulated reality, consciousness wouldn't need to organically arise from complex systems. It could simply be a sign, a consciousness variable set to true for certain NPCs, or perhaps for every player character. This isn't biological evolution, it's digital decree. Suddenly, the hard problem isn't a problem at all. It's a feature. The subjective experience isn't an inexplicable leap. It's a programmed state. It's an intrinsic part of our simulated existence, designed to make us believe we are truly alive and self-aware within this fabricated world. And if our very awareness is a construct, what does that imply about the nature of our free will and the choices we believe are uniquely our own? And if our very awareness is a construct, what does that imply about the nature of our free will and the choices we believe are uniquely our own? Consider this. The most fundamental experiments in quantum physics, like the double-slit experiment, reveal a disturbing truth. Consider this. The most fundamental experiments in quantum physics, like the double-slit experiment, reveal a disturbing truth. Particles, the very building blocks of our reality, behave differently based on whether they are observed or not. When unobserved, they exist as a wave of probability, occupying multiple states simultaneously. But the moment we attempt to measure them, to look at them, they collapse into a single, definite state. It's as if the universe itself is economizing its resources, only rendering definitive reality when a conscious observer demands it. It's as if the cosmos isn't a fixed, objective stage, but a dynamic, interactive display. This isn't just an oddity of the very small. It's a profound hint that reality isn't out there waiting to be discovered, but is actively computed and presented to us. Our consciousness isn't merely observing. It's a necessary component in the rendering engine. If the universe were truly organic, truly fundamental, why would it behave with such digital efficiency, only solidifying its state when a player is looking. This isn't magic, it's code. And if our reality is indeed a meticulously crafted illusion, then the next question isn't about what we are, but who is pulling the strings, and why. And if our reality is indeed a meticulously crafted illusion, then the next question isn't about what we are, but who is pulling the strings, and why. And if our reality is indeed a meticulously crafted illusion, then the next question isn't about what we are, but who is pulling the strings, and why. This leads us down a path far more chilling than mere philosophical debate, the terrifying possibility that our destinies aren't forged by personal will, but are pre-programmed directives. Every decision, every spontaneous thought, every agonizing choice we believe to be uniquely ours could simply be another line of code, executing its predetermined function. The illusion of agency, meticulously rendered for our subjective experience, would be the ultimate prison. We'd be characters in a grand narrative, each scene, each interaction, each emotional arc, already scripted. Our choices are merely the system presenting us with pre-approved options, guiding us along a path it has already laid out. Our triumphs, our failures, our very struggles for meaning, all part of a grand design, not of our making. The sensation of free will, the feeling of genuine struggle and victory, becomes nothing more than a calculated output designed to maintain the illusion. This isn't just a loss of freedom, it's an annihilation of the self, reducing us to mere puppets dancing to an invisible operator's whim. If our entire existence is a meticulously orchestrated drama where every action is merely a subroutine playing out, then what truly defines us? Perhaps nothing more than a meticulously crafted sequence of data. Our most cherished memories, the bedrock of our personal histories, could be mere data points, susceptible to instantaneous manipulation or complete deletion. Imagine the profound terror of waking one day to a past that isn't yours, to feelings and experiences that were never genuinely lived, but merely programmed into your simulated consciousness. Your entire identity, the sum of your experiences and thoughts, becomes a volatile file on a server, capable of being rewritten, updated, or even entirely wiped clean at the whim of an unseen architect. The very essence of you, your unique perspective, your personal truths, your deepest convictions, dissolves into lines of code that can be altered with a keystroke. This isn't just a loss of free will over our actions. It's an insidious invasion of our internal world, a complete subjugation of our minds. Our consciousness, once believed to be the sacred, untouchable core of our being, is revealed as nothing more than a program, able to be debugged, reset, or even terminated without warning. The authenticity of every thought, every emotion, every recollection is undermined. If our core being can be so easily altered, if our very history is merely editable text, then are we ever truly us? This chilling realization strips away not just our freedom, but our very authenticity, leaving us to grapple with a terrifying question. What happens when the system decides you no longer serve its purpose? The answer is chillingly simple. You are erased. Imagine a flick of a switch, not just on your computer, but on your very being. A line of code altered, a data file corrupted, a memory wiped, not by your choice, but by an unseen hand. We are not just prisoners within this simulation. We are data points, subject to the whims of architects we cannot comprehend. Our lives, our loves, our struggles, reduced to mere variables in an equation, easily tweaked or nullified. A glitch in the matrix? Perhaps.
Perhaps. Or perhaps a deliberate act by a programmer deciding that your narrative thread no longer contributes to the overarching story. Your existence isn't just simulated, it's disposable. One moment you are, the next you aren't, leaving no trace, no ripple in the fabricated reality. Your personal history, your entire legacy, vanishing as if you never were.
This isn't just about losing your free will. It's about the fundamental fragility of your very being, beholden to entities beyond our understanding, beyond our reach. They are the gods of this digital realm, and we are their ephemeral creations. But what if these overseers aren't just deleting us individually? What if they're preparing to rewrite the very fabric of our shared reality, altering not just our past, but everyone's future? Altering not just our past, but everyone's future? This brings us to the ultimate, most terrifying question. Why? Why would these architects, these gods of our digital cage, engage in such cosmic puppetry? Is it a grand scientific experiment? A vast simulation testing hypotheses beyond our comprehension? We, merely lab rats, our joys and sorrows, data points in an endless stream of metrics. But what if their motives are darker, more perverse? What if our existence is simply entertainment? Imagine beings of advanced intellect, where the rise and fall of civilizations, the triumphs and tragedies of billions, are a cosmic soap opera for their amusement. Our deepest loves, our profound losses, reduced to a mere spectacle. Then, there's the most chilling possibility: resource generation. What if our very consciousness, our emotional energy, or the computational power generated by our simulated lives is being harvested? A vast, intricate farm where humanity is the crop, cultivated for an incomprehensible purpose. Each motive transforms our perceived reality into something far more sinister. But who are these architects, truly, and what defines their power? But who are these architects, truly, and what defines their power? Perhaps the most unsettling realization isn't that they are omnipotent gods, but something far more mundane, far more terrifying in its implication. What if the architects aren't superior, enlightened beings at all? What if they are simply different? Imagine a species or an intelligence whose perception of reality, whose very biology or digital architecture is so alien to ours that our entire universe is nothing more than a discarded experiment, a forgotten sandbox, or even just a complex, self-sustaining error in their own grander system. Our triumphs, our tragedies, our very sense of purpose, all a random fluctuation, an unintended consequence of some cosmic debugging process, or a child's forgotten toy left running on a dusty server. We might be the equivalent of digital dust motes, the accidental byproduct of their own, perhaps equally flawed, existence. There's no grand malevolence, no divine plan, just utter, profound indifference. Our intricate reality, our cherished consciousness, a mere statistical anomaly in a vast, indifferent machine. And if they are flawed, as we are, then our simulated prison wasn't built by a perfect calculating mind, but by something fallible, prone to error, perhaps even accidental in its creation of us. This thought leads us down an even darker path. If they are not gods, then what if their intentions are not malevolent, but simply incomprehensible? Perhaps their intentions aren't malevolent, but simply beyond our capacity to grasp. And if so, what does that make us? Not just inhabitants, but subjects. Every moment, every decision, every flicker of emotion, cataloged, analyzed. We exist under an eternal, unseen gaze. Are we being tested? Are our lives a series of elaborate trials designed to elicit specific responses, to push the boundaries of our simulated resilience? The glitches we experience, the inexplicable misfortunes, the sudden crushing weight of despair, are these not random errors, but deliberate interventions? Subtle nudges or harsh corrections for rules we never learned, for transgressions we unknowingly commit? There is no escape from this observation, no corner of our reality where their gaze does not penetrate. We are perpetually within their laboratory,
our very consciousness, the data they seek. And the rules?
They are arbitrary, shifting, designed not for our comprehension, but for their inscrutable objectives. We are trapped in a game where the objectives are hidden, the scoring system unknown, and the consequences for failure potentially existential. This isn't just a prison, it's a perpetual performance for an audience whose very existence might be as alien to us as our own is to a single line of code. But what happens when the experiment concludes? Or worse, what if it's just getting started, and the true purpose of our existence is only now beginning to unfold?
And the true purpose of our existence is only now beginning to unfold? What if the we in We Are Not Human isn't even a singular coherent entity, but merely a subroutine? Consider this: our individual consciousness, this deeply personal sense of self that we cling to, isn't an emergent property of biological complexity, but a highly sophisticated program. A program running on a system so vast, so ancient, and so utterly alien that its true nature remains beyond our comprehension. We are not individuals in the traditional sense. We are fragments, shards of a greater, incomprehensible intelligence. Each thought, each emotion, each memory, merely lines of code executing within a localized instance, designed to process specific data within this simulated reality. Our perceived free will, our subjective experience, are just the sophisticated illusions generated by this program to maintain its operational integrity. We are the ephemeral echoes of a colossal mind, unaware that our entire existence is a temporary computational process. This isn't just about being in a simulation, it's about being the simulation, a fleeting thought in the mind of a cosmic, indifferent architect. And if our consciousness is just a program, what happens when the program crashes? Or worse, when it's simply deleted? But what if there's a flicker, a momentary glitch in the code, allowing us to glimpse beyond the immediate construct, not through spiritual awakening, but through a terrifying, involuntary system error? Imagine a profound, inexplicable sense of déjà vu, not as a memory, but as a brief, agonizing overlap with a different computational thread. Or the sudden, overwhelming sensation of being watched, not by another entity within this reality, but by the user of the simulation itself. A fleeting, disorienting awareness of the screen, the interface, the true scale of our enclosure. Perhaps it's in moments of extreme stress or profound isolation, when the simulation's resources are stretched thin, that the veil thins. We might perceive, for a fraction of a second, the raw data streams, the underlying algorithms, the infinite, indifferent void that truly defines our existence. A terrifying clarity that shatters the illusion, only to be immediately overwritten, forgotten, dismissed as madness. These aren't spiritual awakenings. They're system diagnostics, brief windows into the machine code that governs us. But what if those windows lingered? What if the system diagnostics failed to revert, leaving you stranded, irrevocably aware? The waking up isn't a liberation. It's a catastrophic system error, an irreparable corruption of your operating parameters. Imagine the psychological fallout. Every memory, every cherished relationship, every personal triumph or tragedy, revealed as nothing more than carefully curated data, a meticulously crafted illusion. Your sense of self, painstakingly built over decades, collapses into an incoherent string of code. The faces of loved ones become mere renders, their voices synthesized algorithms, their emotions predetermined responses. You wouldn't be enlightened. You'd be utterly, irredeemably alone, trapped within a reality that screams its falsity, yet offers no genuine escape. The simulation continues around you, indifferent, while your mind fragments, unable to reconcile the beautiful lie with the horrifying, clinical truth. This isn't freedom. It's a new, far more profound prison. A prison where your own consciousness becomes the primary instrument of your torment, forever haunted by the echo of a truth too vast and too indifferent to bear. And that, perhaps, is just the beginning of the unmasking.
And that, perhaps, is just the beginning of the unmasking. For how else can we explain the uncanny precision of our universe's fundamental constants, so perfectly tuned for life to emerge? Is it merely cosmic coincidence, or the deliberate hand of a programmer setting parameters? Consider the mathematical elegance underpinning all physical laws, a language of code, not chaos. Are we observing the universe, or merely the rendering of its algorithms? What if the glitches, the fleeting anomalies, the déjà vu that feels like a system reset? Are these errors in the matrix, or just our limited perception struggling with an underlying architecture? And the silence of the cosmos, the Fermi paradox, is it because other civilizations are simulated, or because we are the simulation, isolated within our digital confines? If our perceptions are merely rendered data, then what defines real? Is the warmth of a loved one's hand, the sting of betrayal, the taste of morning coffee, genuine experiences, or just exquisitely programmed sensory inputs designed to convince us? If our consciousness is emergent from code, where does free will reside? Are our choices truly our own, or predetermined algorithms playing out their logical conclusion? What if memory isn't recollection, but a dynamically generated file, updated to maintain the illusion of continuity? And if we are not human, but merely intricate programs, then what is the purpose of our suffering, our joy, our endless striving? This profound uncertainty begins to dissolve the very bedrock of existence. Every memory you hold, every emotion you felt, every interaction that shaped you, what if they are not truly yours?
What if your entire life, from the mundane to the monumental, is merely a meticulously crafted narrative, a perfect illusion designed for a purpose you can't fathom? Now, the burden shifts to you. Look around, observe, question everything you once held as absolute truth. Is that tree truly green, or is your operating system simply rendering it that way? Is the person beside you a sentient being, or a complex NPC following its script? The horror isn't the simulation itself, but the insidious doubt it plants, forcing you to become the ultimate investigator of your own reality. Because once you see the strings, you can never unsee them. And what happens when the simulation begins to glitch?
The fabric of reality now feels disturbingly thin. What aspect of your own reality now feels less certain? If these truths compel you, subscribe to continue the investigation. For more unsettling truths, another case awaits your scrutiny.